whether I am audible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is much better, sir.
Much better. No? Thank you so much for confirming. Actually, you said that I'll be talking on how to write a proposal, but actually I have planned for some AI related talk. Anyway, okay, we will leave it to the participant. Okay, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, and accordingly I'll go ahead with the presentation. Okay, so here participant, as Ankit has rightly said, that we are at the fag end of our program. Today is the last day of our program. Okay, and there are two sessions, but this session was actually supposed to be engaged by Professor Gautam from NEPA, but due to some urgent assignment, he has to attend some meeting, and that's why he said, sir, we'll have the second session, and that's why I'm here. So as usual, I am a filler, okay, and hopefully you will enjoy my session as well. So as Ankit has said, that is, we have two options. I hope I am audible. My connection, I'm getting some sort of, I don't know, because there are some messages I'm getting on my screen. But anyway, whether my connection is stable or you can hear me, or otherwise what I'll do, I'll put my video off. I don't think that will be a problem for anybody, right? So whether now my voice is clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Somebody has said. Sushil, yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for confirming. And as I said, that is, you have both the option. Just tell me which one you would like to prefer. Whether I should go with something on AI, or whether I should talk on how to write a effective or a successful research proposal. Any one of you. Which sounds more interesting. Hello. I hope you are with me, or you can use your chat box as well. Or otherwise, you can unmute yourself and just come out with
Sir,
your
research
opinion.
proposal.
Okay, great. Chaliye. So let's move ahead with how to write a successful research proposal. Okay, and for that I'll just share my screen. Okay. Sir, my screen is visible to you. I started. I hopefully sharing my screen.
No, sir.
No, sir. Screen is not yet visible, sir.
Yes, yes. Just please hold on.
Yes, please. My desktop is visible. I hope. Is it visible now? Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
And it is in
Yes, sir,
presentation
visible.
mode. Visible. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I hope it is in presentation mode as well. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thanks for confirming. Okay. In between, it may happen that I'll just again I am testing it whether it works fine or not. If my video is there, whether my sound is okay, whether you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Sir. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Okay, so we will be discussing on that is how to write a successful proposal. That is proposal writing for grant. More specifically, that is if you want to raise the grant in a successful manner. Okay, what are the things you need to take care of? That is what we are going to look at in detail. Okay, the slide is not changing. Yeah. Okay. So there we are. So these are the learning objective for this session. That is, we will have a look at that is how to find a private or government funding agency. Okay, then how to understanding a RFP, what they call it as the request for proposal. Then how to prepare an RFP, successful RFP from scratch to finish. That is how you can start from scratch and how you should write a complete, I should say, a successful proposal. I'm sorry, I need to take a call. Okay. So I'm really sorry for this. I'll put it on flight mode so that there will not be any interruptions in between, right? So these are the learning objective, as I said. Now we will start. That is from scratch, as I have told you. Okay, why the very basic thing we need to understand is why write for grant. Okay, so there are naturally obvious reason for writing for grant. Okay, a few of them are listed out here. That is why write grant proposal. Okay, that is the very first and obvious reason is we write or we fetch research grant just for our personal and professional growth, right? So there are many positions wherein you have to have at least one or two major research proposal executed in your profile, then and then you are eligible. For example, if you want to be a vice chancellor of a university, or if you want to be a professor in some universities, okay, some sort of compulsions are there, and that is the obvious reason. That's why we are supposed to write for proposal. Okay, then the another reason is understanding, exploring your chosen field. If you want to carry out research in greater detail, definitely you require money. Okay, and from where you will get that money? Most of the time, it is not possible to fetch that money from the institution where you are working. Okay, so you have to approach various funding agencies. Okay, so there are various funding agencies, okay, which are there to help you out in that regard. Okay, the another reason is building credibility and scholarship. Okay, so if you want to increase your credential, academic credential, I should say, okay, you have to write for a grant proposal. Okay, so grant writing provides money for, there are three different heads in which you get the money. The very first head is what they call it as equipment. Second head is hiring, human resources, and the third head is travel for attending conferences, workshop, etc. Okay. So let's say if you are getting 50 lakh rupees, so its distribution is usually say some 20, 25 lakh will be there for equipment, 15 to 10 to 15 lakh will be there for hiring for human resources, that is appointing research assistant or research associate and so on, and maybe 5 lakh rupees for some travel grant, that is for attending conferences. Okay, or let's say if you are a survey kind of activity you are doing, then again you can utilize that amount for you can say serving the positions, nearby positions and so on, right? So these are the major heads in which you get the money. Okay, yeah. So the very first things which comes to your mind is that is how to find a funding agency. So there are basically two categories of funding agencies. One category is what they call it as the government agencies, or the agencies involved in, you can say, supporting R&D activities at various level. Some of them I have listed out here. For example, AICT is there, CSIR is there, DRDO is there, right? So you need to go to their website and then find out the requisite things, okay, whatever you wish to undertake, right? So the very first broad category is the national funding agencies for research and grants. Okay, on the parallel line, you may have certain states, for example, in our state itself, we have got certain agencies which are at state level. Again, they fund, they pump some money for carrying out R&D activities. For example, NERI is there, okay, but they have specific areas wherein they operate, okay. So broadly, the funding agencies are government only, okay, central government or state government, right? So these are the certain funding agencies which I have listed out here, right? Again, there are certain ministries we are again actively pumping fund for R&D activities. For example, nowadays this environment is getting, I should say, is getting prime importance. Okay, so Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, again they pump certain amount of money. Okay, it is not only the government agencies which are there for funding the research activity, but there are certain private partners as well. For example, if you look at any of the big corporate house, okay, the government of India has compelled them to reserve certain amount under CSR activity, that is corporate social responsibility activity. Again, that money, if your proposal is really good, you can fetch that money for your research activity. So there are various sources. What I mean to say, not only government agencies, but even private players are again there, right? There are certain international agencies. Okay, national level I have talked about. There are certain international funding agencies for research grants. For example, UNDP. Okay, many times when you go through newspapers, you will find that UNDP is actively involved in third world countries. Okay, it is United Nations Development Program. Okay, that is again on climate change. Okay, so that is there. Then United Nations, various agencies are there under United Nations framework for the UNFCCC is there. Then WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization, is there. So this way there are again thousands of agencies. Okay, again they don't have any restriction in terms of you can say the country where you are working in, but you have to have a good proposal. Then and then you can fetch the grant, right? So while identifying the funding agencies, now here what we will do is, I have told you that there are numerous funding agencies, but let's say you are working in XYZ area, which funding agency is appropriate for you? How to find out? So finding out agency, okay, what are the mistakes normally we commit? Okay, this slide will give you an insight. That is, let's say you are working into environment, okay, that is your topic is with regard to humanities or environment, and you are approaching AICT or maybe some agency which are not into that particular domain. Okay, so funding agency goals and project goals should be in line. That is, you need to check out. Now you may say, sir, how to find out whether whatever area we are working in, whether it is in line with the funding agency's goal. For that purpose, you need to visit the funding agency's website. Okay, funding agency's website, normally you will get the research project which they have funded in the recent past. Okay, so from the title itself, you can you can very well conclude that they are into which particular area, because there are certain agencies, let's say, who are working for women empowerment. Okay, then, and let's say your area is again women empowerment. Okay, so if it is in line, definitely the possibility of getting fund is very high in that case, right? Don't apply to an agency for a grant that is too big. Now again, this is one of the blunder mistake normally we commit. Most of the funding agencies, they have a cap while giving the grant. Okay, maybe say 25 lakh rupees or 50 lakh rupees. But if you approach them with a proposal which is roughly 4 times to their cap, okay, maybe you are asking for 2 crore rupees, okay, whereas the cap is only 25 lakh rupees or 50 lakh rupees, then again, it will be outrightly rejected. So get institutional backing support. This is again another area, okay, wherein you need to really work hard. Okay, wherever you are working, if you are working in a college or if you are working in a university, you have to have your institution backing, without which you will not be able to complete any research proposal. Don't assume the funding agencies knows your strength. Okay, So while writing proposal, you have to keep this particular thing in your mind. That is, many times we assume that they know everything about us, but that is not the case all the time, right? So you have to demonstrate your strength. Okay, whatever is, let's say if you are in an area, for example, if you belong to a place called Lonar, okay, so that is your strength. Okay, and you are working on a proposal which is related to maybe some environment or which is in line with the Lonar lake and so on. So definitely there is huge right chances that you will get through in that particular research proposal grant, right? So follow the agency's instruction. Okay, again, this is very important. That is, you have to scrupulously follow all the instruction, whatever has been written in the RFP. That is the request for proposal, right? So these are the general mistake normally we commit while selecting the funding agency. Okay, now the first step is finding the ideas. Now, how to find the idea, right? Now, you don't know anything about, let's say, as I have told you, the objective of this particular session is to tell you from scratch to finish how to write a successful proposal, right? So the very first step is how to find the idea. Okay. So you can follow these steps, I should say, which is there on the slide. That is, you need to carry out an exhaustive literature survey. Then and then you will come to know that what are the gray areas wherein more research is supposed to be carried out, right? So carry out exhaustive literature survey. Okay, many times it is better to approach your seniors who are working in that domain. Okay, because see, just based on experiences, okay, if you approach a person who is into that domain since last 20-25 years, definitely will give you some innovative idea. Okay, so you can approach them, you can fetch certain ideas from them as well. And the third and most important thing is brainstorming with your colleague. So whatever area you are working, you wish to work on, okay, it is ideally good to brainstorm with your colleague. Okay, so that you will get maybe what is right and what is wrong. Okay, but most of the times, but in reality, if you look at the Indian scenario, normally we do not follow these steps. We carry out, we heavily rely on the very first step, that is the literature survey. But we normally never approach any experienced person. Most of the time, I'm saying, not all the time, but it is advisable to approach the persons who are working in that domain, right? Years together. Then brainstorming with your colleague. Okay, many times, okay, they will give you some idea which will be definitely nobody has thought of, right? So this is the way of you can say the to work on a idea, that is how to get an innovative idea. Okay, these are the steps which can take you to a particular idea, right? Now once you are through with the idea, you need to formulate the problem, right? So you need to ask these questions to yourself. That is, what problem am I trying to solve? Okay, whether the problem is really worth solving or not, right? So in technical terms, we used to call this as feasibility study many times, right? So feasibility means what? You need to find out whether this particular problem, let's say if you are proposing a computerization in an organization wherein only 20% are working. So maybe computerization is very much possible there, but whether the solution you are proposing, whether it is economically feasible or not, and you are asking for the company to invest around 50 lakh rupees for the computerization. So what about the, you can say, the break even point, how that uh, cost will get recovered, right? So looking into all these aspects, you have to uh, that is, while formulating the problem, you have to ask these three sets of questions to yourself, and whatever answers you will get, it is nothing but the problem exactly you wish to solve, right? So what problem I am trying to solve, right? What do I need to solve the problem? Okay, that is how to solve the problem. Means you have to have some idea in your mind. That is how, well, this particular problem can be addressed in this particular manner. What happens when the problem is solved? That is, what is the impact? Okay, usually if you look at any RFP, you will find that there are sections wherein they want answers to these things. For example, uh, they put it in some different perspective. For example, say impact of the solution, whatever you wish to work on. What will be the impact? Maybe societal impact, maybe the technological impact, or who is going to gain when you solve this particular problem, right? Who are the beneficiaries? In what way it will help the society at large, right? So that's why I said, you need to ask these three questions to yourself so that you will get an idea that is how to formulate the problem, right? Understanding a request for proposal. As I've told you, that is next thing is you need to understand how to write a RFP or a request for proposal. So there are various components of an RFP. Okay, usually an RFP is comprised of these 6 sections, I should say, broadly. The very first section of an RFP is abstract. Okay, then most of the time, see, this is maybe you may say that a certain RFP will deviate little bit, but most of the RFP, some way or the other, they will have essentially all these sections, 6 sections, whatever I am talking about. The very first section is abstract. Then the next section is introduction. Okay. Third section is background and literature review. And the fourth section of RFP is problem statement or research question, whatever you are going to solve. Then proposed research methodology, section number 5. And the last section is expected outcomes oblique deliverables, right? So these are the 6 important sections most of the time you will find in any RFP irrespective of the funding agencies, right? 6 sections, mandatorily these 6 sections will be there, right? Now we'll go one by one. That is how to write an abstract, that introduction and so on, right? So what is project abstract? Okay. More specifically, project abstract, right? Again, the one most common mistake we commit, we normally write abstract in the beginning. Okay, because since it appears in sequence, it appears as the very first page, you write it in the beginning. But as a matter of fact, it has to be written at the end, right? What is the objective of an abstract? It introduces your project, its goals, and potential impact to the funding agency. Now, if you look at this, you will find that it starts from scratch, and that is, you can say section number 1, introduction, and it goes up to what are the objectives and deliverables, right? So talks about everything of your project, right? And that too in very limited space. Most of the time, the funding agencies specify the limit of abstract as not more than 300 words, not more than 500 words at max, right? So within those limited 500 words, how you will write, rather how you will cover all these aspects of a RFP, that is again a $1 billion question, right? And that's why I said that it is one of the most difficult tasks to write abstract. And if you look at the chronology in which it appears, okay, it is the very first section of your RFP. So it creates the first impression on the reader's mind what you are talking about. And most of the time we used to say that your first impression is the last impression, right? So if your first impression itself is poor, okay, definitely nobody is going to read the rest of the, you can say your RFP, right? So it is written to attract readers to your proposal, gives a good initial impression. Now, how you can impress the reader, okay, or the reviewer, okay, that is the crust of the story here, right? So even though it appears to be the first section, it must be written at the end, right? So as I said, write this last project abstract. Abstract should be 1 page. Again, normally we commit, okay, while writing thesis as well. Okay, I have seen people with those who used to write abstract in 2 pages or 3 pages. Abstract should not be more than 1 page. Ideally, I'm saying abstract should be 1 page, and it should be self-contained. What I mean to say by means self-contained, that is, you should not ask the user to read something else to understand your abstract. So that's why in abstract you will never find that any references are there. Okay. From introduction onwards till conclusion, you may have references, okay, but in abstract, you will never ever find any kind of references. Why it is so? Because it should be self-contained. That right, for understanding abstract, I need not refer any other document. Now, the objective of abstract is to attract readers to your proposal, right? Another objective is summary of the contents of the proposal. It is the, I should say more specifically, executive summary of the proposal. Okay, executive summary, that is how it is going to be executed, how you are going to achieve your objectives, right? Brief but contains sufficient details. See, I am contradicting, rather it is conflicting. You may say, sir, at one end I am saying brief, but at the other end I am saying sufficient details, right? It should have, that's why I said that it is an art to write an abstract, right? Writing an abstract is not that easy, right? So it should be brief because you have a limited space, 300 words, 500 words at max, but you have to cover sufficient details, right? And now, what abstract must cover? Motivation for the work, project objectives, maybe not necessarily, let's say you have 5, 7 objectives. Out of those 5 or 7 objectives, you can mention 1 or 2 in 1 or 2 statement. Okay, not necessary to cover all the 7 objectives because that 7 objective itself will require 1 paragraph, right? Then propose the technique, that is how you are going to solve the problem. Then what are the expected results and what conclusion you can draw out of this, right? So this is everything about abstract. Okay, and that's why it must be written at the last. It is simply impossible to write abstract in the beginning, right? It is simply impossible. Thumb rule says that it is simply impossible to write the project abstract in the beginning, right? It must be written at the end, right? Now, abstract should include focus of the project, activity to be undertaken, target audience, who you are going to target, what is the implementation plan, okay, what are the performance measurement, that is how you are going to evaluate the your solution, and it should talk about budget as well. Okay, budget is given least priority because most of the time it is not possible to cover all these things, but somewhere you must mention at least, that is how you are going to achieve your objectives, right? So abstract should include all these, I should say 6 points, right? Creating abstract, that is adhere to RFP requirement, meaning thereby, let's say if they are asking for an abstract of 500 words, you should not exceed more than 500 words in no way. Even 510 words is not allowed, I will say. Follow strictly. Adhere to RFP requirements, if any. And most of the RFP, they mention the limit of number of words when it comes to abstract. Address the need of the funding agency. Okay. That's why I said in the beginning itself, if you say that your objectives and the funding agency's objectives are same, there is 100% chances that you will get the grant. Make it engaging and energetic. Make it engaging and energetic in a sense that is, when a person starts reading your abstract, he should be compelled to read it in a single go, the entire abstract, right? Should not be distracted, right? That is again an art, right? Use active voice. Okay, most of the time we use passive voice. Okay, so as far as abstract is concerned, but in normal course as well, you must avoid passive voice. Always use active voice, right? So then the second component, if you remember, is nothing but the introduction, right? Write this second last. See, even though I have told you the chronology in which the in your RFP all these section appears, abstract appears to be the first, then the next one is introduction. But while actually writing, you need to write this as the last, because most of the reviewer or the evaluator, at least they go through your abstract and they go through your introduction. When it comes to your research proposal, or you can say a paper, or maybe your thesis or dissertation or whatever, right? At least a normal reviewer, he reads your abstract and he reads your introduction. Okay, so that's why you have to write this again very meticulously. Okay, and the sequence has to be write this second last. Okay, त्यांना सांगा ना, वेट एक तास. I'm sorry. So I am in the department, that's why this is happening. Anyway, so write this second last topic, define scope and limitation. So while writing the topic, okay, you must define scope and limitation. See, scope again, it has to be realistic and achievable. What I mean to say, meaning thereby realistic and achievable, that is, you have a definite time. Okay, most of the project proposal, it is expected that you should complete all of them within 3 years, right? So you have got 36 months of period, right? So you have to have a scope in line with those 36 months only, right? So many times we are very, you can say, the human tendency is you are very, you can say, enthusiastic while writing a research proposal and so on. So you write so many objectives and you write the scope of the, you can say, you make it in such a way that it is not achievable within those 3 years, right? So bearing that aspect in mind, you have to define the scope and limitation of your work, whatever you intend to carry out. Importance of the problem which you have undertaken, background, literature survey, undoubtedly it is required, and general introduction, what the problem is all about, right? Generally, this has to be there, okay? Essentially, it has to be there, right? General introduction to what the problem is all about, right? That has to be there, right? Next is background. So a brief section giving background information may be necessary, okay? So your evaluator may not have any experience with some of the material needed to follow your, right? So for understanding your problem, right, you need to create a background. Okay, that is how you arrive at this particular problem, right? Why this problem is important. Okay, what is the scope? What are the limitation, and why it is essential to solve this particular problem? Okay, so nothing comes in here, right? So you have to have some literature survey. You have to have some background for any problem. Look at any problem, whether it is uh, scientific problem or whether it is socio-economic problem or whatever, right? So there is always some background to almost all the problems, right? So you have to have some section on background, okay? Then literature review, limited to the state of the art relevant to your problem. And again, the very common mistake normally people commit is they start from, let's say I want to carry out something on artificial intelligence. So what I'll do, I will start from 1965 and then 2024 is running, right? So that is not needed actually. What is there in the recent past, meaning the last 5 years, is more than enough. Okay, particularly in AI and computer science, even I should say most of the time that last 3 years is more crucial, right? So don't go in 90s or 60s. Okay, that will again unnecessarily waste your effort, right? State why the problem is important. Okay, you have to identify the importance of the problem, describe what others have done, how other people have solved the same problem. Okay, what are their approaches? Okay, so you have to critically examine all of those approaches, justify the proposed solution. Now, whatever proposed solution you are proposing, you have to justify in what way it will work, right? But don't disclose the entire solution, right, at this stage, because you have not carried out the research, right? It is a research proposal you are writing and your intention is to fetch the grant and later on you will solve it. So you have to have a broad schematic, that is how you are going to solve the problem, not exactly the entire solution you are supposed to narrate, right? So only write down literature review, justify the problem solution, okay? Now write down the problem statement, a concise statement of the problem that your project addresses. Concise. Again, see, again, you have very limited number of pages. Even most of the funding agencies, they restrict the total number of pages of your RFP. That is, your RFP should not be a thesis, okay, 100 pages or 150 pages, right? 20, 25 pages, 30 pages, or at max 50 pages, right? So you have to be very concise, very brief, concise statement of the problem that your project addresses, justification by direct reference to previous work, that your question is unanswered, that is nobody else has solved this particular problem or nobody else has addressed this particular problem. Analyze the information which you presented in literature. Now you may say, okay, how to analyze the information? Let's say there are 10 odd papers which you have reviewed. So how they have solved this particular problem? What are the values of various parameters? Okay, what are the plus and minuses? That is nothing but the analysis. And this is normally we do. Let's say if you want to purchase a car or any gadget, let's say if you want to even purchase a mobile. Okay, what do? You go to the market and you have a set of parameters. You have one of the parameter as the price, the another parameter is the whether it should be Android or the OS you are talking about, then the memory and so on. And then you compare what are the various products available. Okay, and then whatever suits to your requirements. So in the similar manner, you have to carry out the critical analysis or analyze the solutions which others have proposed, and then you have to come up with your own solution, right? Now, what are the essential characteristics for a successful grant proposal, right? The very essential characteristic of your, I should say, the successful grant proposal is should be compelling. Compelling means the user or the reviewer should be forced to read it from page 1 to page 100. Let's say 100-page proposal is there. Okay. And it should be written in a professional manner. Okay. So setting and all, you need to take care of everything, right? See, even small mistakes creates a very wrong impression on the reviewer, right? So it should be written in a professional way. Many times it is advisable to use visual as compared to the text. Okay, because visual has a greater impact on humans' mind, right? Then it should be result oblique outcome oriented. Okay, if it is not result or outcome oriented, again, nobody will accept it. Then it should be built on strong foundation, right? The foundation has to be really strong, right? Should be data driven. What I mean to say by data driven, that is, you must substantiate with figures and numbers that why this particular problem is worth solving, right? That is, let's say if you are addressing a socio-economic problem, then what is the impact of your solution? Rather, what will be the impact of your solution in the years to come? Okay, and what has happened in the recent past? Okay, that will give it. So you need to create a, you can say, a link between what has already happened and when you solve this particular problem, what is going to happen, right? So it should be data driven. If it is data driven, definitely people will start accepting it. Well, it is really worth solving, right? Successful grant proposal, easy to read. Again, that is one of the common mistakes we commit. Okay, so to impress the reviewer, many times we use English, which is most of the time, I should say, it is difficult to understand, right? So that should not happen. Use minimum, I should say, the fancy kind of words. Use the words which are direct and easy to understand. Okay, so it must be easy to read. It must be formatted. If it is not formatted, again, it creates a very wrong impression on the reviewers. Do not write too many goals. So why I'm saying do not write too many goals, because you have a limited time. Okay, you have 3 years. So within 3 years, let's say you can achieve 6 goals, write only 6 only. Right? Don't write 60. If you write 60, then definitely the scope will go beyond your imagination, right? Must be action oriented. Okay. Keep in your mind, you are not writing a research article. Again, there is a difference between that is how to write a research article or research paper and how to write a research proposal. These are two distinct things. Okay, completely distinct things, I should say. So rather you are writing research proposal, right? You are not writing a research article. That is because the orientation has to be altogether different, right? So don't write in a manner in which you most of the time you write your research article or research paper. Okay, you should forget about all whatever you have learned. Okay, when it comes to writing a research article, and don't apply those things as it is into when you are writing for a research proposal. Use minimum words. Okay, as I said that if it is too lengthy, if you write a proposal comprising of 100 odd pages, nobody will read it, right? Because most of the people, they will understand that some way or the other you have tried to stretch it beyond the limit. Okay, use persuasive writing techniques, that is support for your proposal with evidence. Okay, wherever it is possible, right? You substantiate your stand, whatever you are saying, with the help of certain evidences. Let's say if you are dealing with a problem with regard to let's say women empowerment or crimes with women and so on, right? So you have to have certain evidence. That is, what are the figures? How many affairs have been reported during last 3 years, right? What is the impact? Then what are their categories and so on? So establishing credibility using logic to link together idea and project outcomes. Okay. So you have to have a link between how you intend to solve and what are the outcomes. Okay. How you are going to achieve those outcomes and so on and so forth, right? Anticipate question. Okay. That is again a very, you can say, smart way of writing, you can say, a successful grant proposal. You need to put, while writing your proposal, you need to put certain thing unanswered intentionally. That way, it may happen, that is actual evaluation of your proposal. Okay, you will obviously get those questions, okay, in the review meet. Okay, so keep certain things hidden. Okay, so that obviously you will have questions on that particular aspect, which you can very well answer because you are already prepared for that. So anticipate questions, ask your colleague to proofread, ask some third party to proofread. Okay, normally, again, we never do it, right? Even though I am saying, but this is ideally what has to be there, right? So ask your colleague to proofread, clearly plan, that is meticulously planning. You have to have a plan for every month, rather every day, when it comes to execution of your project, right? Show value, that is, don't overpromise. If you overpromise, definitely, okay, you will not be able to achieve it. Okay, so don't be enthusiastic. Okay, if you are too much enthusiastic, definitely you will face problem. Be realistic and achievable in given time frame. Okay, because you have a limited time, and whatever solution you are proposing, it must be feasible, right? So these are the essential characteristics. I think 2 slides are there, which talks about, that is, how to write a successful uh, grant proposal, right? Now, having said that, let's move a little further. What should be the timeline answer, right? So does the time frame account for all activity? That is, while talking down the execution plan, okay, there is a section most of the RFP usually have, that is 3 years, how you are planning. That is for 6 months, next 6 months, what are the deliverables, what are the outcomes, next maybe 1.5 year, okay. And most of the funding agencies, they usually have, you can say, midterm interaction or evaluation, right? Okay, so normally they don't give the entire amount. Let's say if you are getting 50 lakh rupees, in the first go, you will get only 25 lakh rupees. Okay. And then when you appear for, after 1.5 year, when you appear for the midterm evaluation, they will release the rest of the amount based on your performance. Let's say after you got 25 lakh rupees, and if you are not able to spend that amount, they will not release your next installment, right? So they look at how serious you are, and then they release the rest of the amount and so on. So does the time frame account for all activity? Is there any activity which is not accounted for in the timeline that is in the plan? As I said, net chart, we'll have a slide on that. Provides details, provide every minute detail. That is what you are going to achieve after 1 month or every month or every 15 days and so on. Indicate completion dates, show attention to details, reveal feasibility of all activity, right? Now we'll have this with the help of a chart, okay, which will give you a better idea. That is, how do we write it? Okay, so timeline is usually broken into milestone or deliverable. As I said, that is procurement of equipment, 6 months usually. Okay, hiring of human resources, again, because you need to float the advertisement. Okay, call the applications, scrutinize the application, conduct interviews, then appoint the research associate and so on. Minimum 6 months, right? And then fix up the responsibility that who will carry out which particular activity. So say, for example, person responsible in this case, PI, is the principal investigator, right? Hiring of human resources, maybe PI or a DR establishment. Okay, whatever you feel appropriate. Okay, so you have to fix up the responsibility. You have to have exact date when you are going to finish up that activity and so on and so forth. That is nothing but your timeline, right? And this is usually represented in the form of NAT chart. Okay, so timeline is usually presented in form of NAT chart. Some of the funding agencies, they specifically ask that you prepare a NAT chart and come up with all the details, how you are going to achieve your objectives. First 6 months, what you will do, next 6 months, what you will do. And they compare your performance with what you have already stated in your RFP, right? So that is another aspect of timeline, that is 3 years, what exactly you are going to do, first 6 months what you will do, next 6 months what you will do, and so on and so forth, right? Then the next important and the integral part of the RFP is usually the budget. So how you are planning for the budget? So define the grand priorities. Let's say you are defining the priority, that is hiring of human resources as the first one, okay, and then you are going for the purchase of the equipment. So what will happen? You will hire the person, research associate, with sit with along with you, but you will not have any equipment or any raw material to carry out the experimentation, right? So as to that should not happen. That's why you have to define the grand priorities. That is which particular activity you will carry out first. Let's say procurement of equipment first, then hiring of resources second, and so on. So provides the insight, right? Indicates how money will be spent. So you have to have justification for every penny, how you are going to spend. Direct cost or indirect cost. These are the two, usually we call it as recurring, non-recurring as well, some of the funding agencies, or direct cost or indirect cost. Let's have a look at direct cost and indirect cost in little bit more detail. So direct cost is nothing but the salary, fringe benefits, travel, equipment cost, and supplies. Supplies of raw material or the chemicals or the essential things you require for carrying out the research, right? So that comes under supplies. Okay. So these are the direct cost. Okay. Then indirect cost is basically the administrative cost. Okay. Some of the funding agencies, they call it as the administrative cost. It is nothing but the utilities. Okay. The rent. Let's say you are establishing your laboratory in a rented building. Okay. Definitely you have to pay rent for that. Or even your organization, they may ask for some rent. Okay. It is possible, right? I don't know how many of you are aware that most of the private engineering colleges, their society, they ask for rent to the colleges. Okay. The land is government land. Okay. Land is government land, and society has made building over that particular land. Now, since the asset belong to the society, they charge rent, and that is being shown in the, you can say, the accounts of the college, right? So rent, it may happen that your society say, well, we will give you this space 100 by 100, but you have to pay us some rent. Okay. So that has to be again taken care of. Legal services. Let's say if you are taking some legal services, if you are into medical research, wherein let's say if you want to carry out experimentation on animals and so on, okay, you need to take permissions with various authorities. Okay. That is okay. So or maybe for certain things wherein you require some legal services, so you have to have provisions for that. Insurance cost, okay, it is in percentage of the total cost of the project. Usually it is 5%, 10%, and so on. So these are the indirect cost or the administrative cost, right? Then budget justification, right? So rationale behind the numbers. That is, if you are proposing 50 lakh rupees, okay, what is the justification you have? Okay, this justification is very important. Otherwise, they will simply throw your proposal, okay, on your mouth. Okay, they will say, oh, you don't have justification for this thing. Let us, or they will simply cut it. Okay, they will simply cut it. Okay, I'll share some experiences when I face UGC for a major research project. Okay, what they said, sir, I asked for hiring of human resources. He said, sir, it was long back, 15 years back. He said, sir, you are a young man. Why do you require research associate? You can carry out research on your own. Okay, and they have disallowed me any, I should say, research associate or research assistant. Okay, but that is a biggest problem. Okay, because you are on a full-time job, you have other activities to perform, and then you have to take time out for research activity and so on. So usually templates are provided by funding agencies, government agencies. Amount requested, it should be equal to amount funded, right? That is the mantra I am giving you. Expenses and personal cost, it should be the goals of the project, right? Cost may increase over time. Now, this is very important. Earlier, the GST, when you have written the proposal, the GST rate was 12% on a particular equipment. Now, in the next budget, what has happened? It has been increased to 24%. Now, how you will meet out this 12%? Okay. So, you have to keep in your mind, and accordingly, let's say the cost of the equipment is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, you make it 1,10,000 rupees. So, let's say if there is increase in the cost of that equipment, that will be already taken care of. because usually the funding agencies, they don't allow the money, whatever they give you for a particular purpose, it is to be used for any other purpose. Say, for example, if you are getting under equipment head 25 lakh rupees, then that 25 lakh rupees you cannot use for travel grant or attending an international conference. It should be used for procurement of equipment only, or you have to revert back to them, right? It's simple. Don't take risk. I have many times I used to say, right? If you do it so, okay, then you will be happy. Okay. In my case, what has happened? I got some 25 lakh rupees or lakh rupees, and out of which I was not able to spend 7 to 8 lakh rupees. So what I did basically, I have returned that amount to UGC. Okay, but don't say I have tried my level best to convince UGC that give some reappropriation in terms, but normally they do not respond. Most of the funding agencies, they do not respond. So it's better to keep it as it is, or otherwise, if it is in your account, you refund it to the funding agency. That's the best way, right? Otherwise, you will not get the UC or the utilization certificate. So cost may increase over time. You have to take care of it. Read and know the funding agency guidelines inside out, meaning thereby take a hard copy, go through every word by word, and then go ahead with the proposal, right? Now you have written the proposal. I have told you about that is how to write a successful proposal and so on. Okay, then it goes for usually evaluation. But let's say if your organization is very big, okay, it may happen there will be internal competition. Okay, in your college, let's say you have 10 odd departments. Okay, and your college has decided that they will send only 3 proposals to the UGC, which are best, right? So they may have some internal evaluation committee, okay, or they may go for some evaluation, third party evaluation. They may ask some other people to come and evaluate your proposal. So there are internal evaluator, external evaluators. So someone who is not working on the grant, who can provide objective feedback on your proposal. Colleagues and universities not associated with the project, again, they can be an evaluator for your project. So you have to have an evaluation plan. Okay. Again, there are 2 types of formative and evaluation. Summative evaluation plan. Okay, I'll not go into the details, but just have a cursory look at that. So takes place before or during the project's implementation. As I have told you that most of the funding agencies, they go for a midterm evaluation of your project. Or some of the agencies, they have only summative kind of thing. That is takes place after the project is complete. That is at the end. So this at the end is, in my opinion, is highly dangerous, right? Because it may happen that is after 3 years, if you submit the complete whatever you have done along with your UC and so on, and at that point of time, if they object, okay, it becomes serious. Okay, so that's why this formative is comparatively better. Okay, then you have to have a dissemination plan. Okay, usually it is not there in our country, but it has to be there. Okay, uh, say if you approach a funding agency which is international funding agencies, they expect a dissemination plan. That is, whatever solutions you have arrived at, how you are disseminating that particular knowledge. In our case, again, it is there, but the form is little bit different. They ask you to show what publications you have achieved on that grant. Okay, usually they ask for. So sharing your success stories and lessons learned with the others. Okay, you may develop a website. You can put the information in the public domain, whatever you have achieved and so on. So you have to have a dissemination plan. Again, there are various strategies for dissemination. Okay, in person, you may be using written methods or electronic media. You may use even Instagram nowadays, right? Or maybe a LinkedIn profile for that. Okay, then plan and guides. Maybe you can conduct certain workshops, or you can put some stuff on YouTube. Okay, whatever you have achieved, so that the rest of the world will come to know, well, this is how you have solved the problem and so on. So you have to have some dissemination strategies, right? Uh, then you have to have some sustainability plan, right? That is another area, right? But that is again missing in our country in most of the, uh, you can say, the third world nations. Okay, normally we carry out project, okay, submit the report, get the UC and close the file. But that should not happen. You must pass on it to the next generation, okay, so that the others can take ahead that particular. If you look at the developed countries projects, normally their projects are in that way only. They take that particular thing to a particular level, and they hand it over to the next generation, the other people they work on, and then it is further it continuously goes on, right? So what are the sources of you can say continuing funding? So in most of our scenarios, Indian scenario I'm talking about, you execute it, you get the money, you spend it, okay, and you close down the file, okay. But let's say, as I said, if you are going for dissemination and sustainability, okay, you have to have some fund. So from where you will get that fund? That is sources of continuing funding. That is maybe you can charge. Let's say you have developed a open source tool, okay, which you are providing on your website, okay. You can charge for some, you can say, commercialization of that particular project, or maybe you can charge for some membership fee of that particular platform, right? Or you can go for crowdfunding, or you can go for angel investors. So these are the other sources, okay, from where again you can get the fundings, right? Corporate sponsorship is again there, that if the project has value to a local corporation, okay, maybe again they can pump in certain amount of money, or you can go for commercialization of product or services, okay. From there again you can generate certain revenue, okay. You can charge some membership fees, as I have told you, that is project provide valuable services to organization, okay. Or you can go for, last but not the least, you can go for what they call it as the crowd funding. What is there in crowdfunding? Project is funded through soliciting a large number of people. Now, this is happening at a jet speed, I should say. Nowadays, all these startups and so on, okay, you must be aware about Shark Tank and all those TV programs, right? So, what is it exactly? Okay, you pitch your idea, okay, and if your idea is worth considering, if it is feasible, okay, there are people who will fund your project, right? So, again, there are platform as well, what they call it as the Kickstarter or GoFunding and so on. Okay, from there again you can pitch your idea. You will get the sponsorship from the angel investors and so on, right? So there are thousands of angel investors. Certain investors, some 10 angel investor I have listed out here. Okay, but this is only an indicative list. Okay, there are thousands of people which are there to put their money if the idea is really worth considering, right? Okay. Having said that, let's try to conclude. Again, this is very important, and many times we ignore it while writing the RFP. That is, while submitting the RFP, you have to have certain documents from your organizations. Okay. So what they call it is the appendices. Appendices may be appendix A, B, C. Okay. Most of the time they ask for letter of support. Okay. So letter of support, most of the funding agencies, they have specified format. Okay. So if the funding agency has got a specified format, what is expected is you should adhere to that format only. Okay. But most importantly, you must use your organization's letterhead while getting those documents. This is essentially needed, right? This is needed. Even if it is not mentioned by default, it has to be there on your institution's letterhead only. Use the exact format as specified in the guideline. Don't apply your brain. If there is a comma or semicolon in between, type it as it is. Simply copy and paste that format. Okay. Don't change it. Okay. You can strike out certain things, but keep this text as it is. Strike out by pen. Okay. Or tick it. Okay. Right tick it or you cross it, but don't change it. Resume or curriculum vitae of PI and T. This is again essential document. Okay. Again, while writing the resume or curriculum vitae of PI or maybe a co-PI or whatever is the research team, we are most of the time very casual. We write our curriculum vitae or CV in 20 odd pages. That is not expected. Write it at max 1 or 2 pages. Use the exact format, or if it is given in the RFP guideline, if they have a specified format, again use it as it is. Don't apply your brain. Right. Audited statement of the organization. Again, this is needed. okay, irrespective of whether it is private or government, okay, they normally ask for audited statement of the organization. And nowadays, this is the additional document which most of the funding agency ask for is whether your organization or the institution is NBA or NAC certified, accredited or not, right? So there are certain RFPs wherein they specifically ask for that your institution must be A plus, NAC A plus, or whatever, right? So that is the criteria, or otherwise NBA accredited if it is technical education, right? What are the best practices? Read the RFP submission guidelines carefully, okay? Gather documents early, है ना? आपको क्या लगता है भाई आज विंडो ओपन हुई 1 महीने की टाइमलाइन है और अपन क्या करते हैं आखिरी 2 दिन में ये सब डॉक्यूमेंट के पीछे भागते हैं फिर पता चला कुछ चीज मिलती है कुछ चीज नहीं मिलती है समवे और द अदर यू मैनेज इट or you leave certain documents and that leads to you can say rejection of your proposal. They will summarily reject. Okay, you don't have a letter of support, they will not accept. Okay, so because that way everybody will submit it, right? So they are very strict in that regard. So gather documents early as there are dependency because you never know because there are lot of signing agencies, right? Let's say for in a university setup, it goes up to the honorable vice chancellor, right? So what will happen? Vice chancellor getting signature or the approval from the vice chancellor itself require minimum 15 to 20 days. So if you put it after 15 days, already you have lost your 15 days, right? So make it good and readable. As most often we have to submit them electronically. Okay. Again, most of the funding agencies nowadays, they ask for electronic submission. So whatever document you are uploading, okay, it should be readable. Many times we don't use high resolution cameras or maybe you can say the scanner. Okay, that leads to certain blur kind of images, okay, which are not readable. They will not take pain to read it out. Okay, they will simply say rejected. Okay, if it is not readable. So take every utmost care while preparing all those documents, right? What are the writing mistakes? Allocate the time for reading and review. Okay, make milestone to monitor your progress. That is after 6 months, 12 months, right? Everything, right? Create a meaningful title. This title is very important, right? Because title, see, is the very first thing which the reviewer will read. And from the title itself, he will have some impression that is what you are talking about. Okay, many times it happens we write title something else, and when it goes to the, you can say the other part of the RFP, it talks something else, or it is in not in line, or it is most of the time difficult to justify that how you arrived at this particular title. So it should be in line. Okay, create a meaningful title. Avoid unclear, unstructured, or vague writing. Okay, that should be avoided. Do not provide too much details. Okay, highly dangerous. I think I have touched upon this particular aspect earlier as well. That is, don't provide that how you are going to solve the problem. Don't write the every minute detail of your solution because that is really dangerous, right? So don't disclose it. Give a broader picture. Maybe a block schematic is sufficient enough. Okay, that is how you are going to solve that particular problem. Do not forget the human element. Okay, that's why I said highly dangerous. Tell a compelling story about the impact of your proposal once it is implemented. Okay, this is storytelling is another art. Okay, many times it is difficult, but if you can do it, it is nothing like that, right? Be strong and confident. So whatever you put, you should be strong as well as confident enough. That is well, sir. This is the way in which I am going to address, and it will be sorted out in this particular manner, right? Writing mistakes, writing tone should be friendly and simple. Don't be overconfident. See, there are certain conflicting things I am talking about. So you should be at one end. I am saying, if you look at the earlier slide, okay, I am saying that be strong and confident. Okay, and now I am saying that is you should not be overconfident, right? So being confident is different, and being overconfident is altogether different. So don't be over, right? We feel that we are the king when we study something little bit. Okay, we feel that we are the that should not happen. Avoid jargon and buzzwords. Don't use abbreviation. See, this is again very dangerous. Okay, because for you that abbreviation is pretty simple. ABC stands for Academic Bank of Credit. But the person who is reading ABC very first time, his first impression will be you are talking about alphabet ABC, right? So don't use it. At least, or let's say if you are compelled to use it, whenever you use it very first time, at least you should write in bracket that is ABC stands for Academic Bank of Credit. Okay, from that point onwards, the user will be and somewhere you say that here onwards it will be referred to as ABC only, right? So don't use abbreviation. Okay, avoid abbreviation as far as possible. Make it easy to read. Use 12-point font. It is a standard practice. Times New Roman 12-point is the standard practice. Use images wherever possible. Think like a reviewer. You think as if you yourself is going to evaluate your proposal. Okay, then and then you can write a successful proposal. What are the scope mistakes? Don't be over ambitious. As I said, you have a limited time. Keep your goals reasonable. Keep in mind the duration of the time frame, right? Make sure your grants are feasible and measurable, quantifiable. Okay, measurable meaning they're quantifiable. Don't lose focus on the goal. Okay, and allocate the time needed. Explain how you will solve it. Okay, scope mistake again you have to explain. Scope tips: propose only a few key outcomes. Okay, don't put too many. If you put too many, again it will lead to a dangerous scenario. Make sure you have access to the resources. Resources meaning thereby, let's say if you are talking about a program or a software which is not available, okay, and then how you will get that particular resource, okay. So you have to have resources in your hand, or at least you should be able to acquire them as and when needed, okay. Then and then you should talk about. So make sure you have access to all the resources, okay. बजट मिस्टेक, नॉट आस्किंग फॉर इनफ मनी, है ना, 25 लाख का प्रोजेक्ट है, आप 15 लाख मांग रहे, कुछ नहीं होगा, ठीक है. रेफर द गाइडलाइंस फॉर द लिमिट ऑफ फंडिंग. एज आई सेड 50 की कैप है, you are asking for 2 crore rupees, again you will face problem. Asking too much money is again dangerous. Okay, you have to be within the stipulated limit. Not paying enough attention to the budget, okay, it will lead to again failure of the project. Okay, not properly calculating fringe benefits, not having the right number for expenses, not accounting for yearly increase in salary. 3 साल के लिए आप अगर बंदे को हायर कर रहे हो तो पहले साल उसको 30,000 देने हैं, दूसरे साल 35 देने हैं, और थर्ड ईयर में भी 40,000 देने हैं. So how you will meet out? If you compute your budget with 30 flat, okay, you will face some problem, right? And if you don't get money, from where you will pay that money? Okay, whether you will pay it from your own pocket or see, your institution will not come forward. They will never ever say, well, we will pump this much amount. Don't worry, you go ahead. Nobody will say like that. So not accounting for yearly increase in salary, miscalculation of numbers while adding in the column, there is every possibility that you commit mistake. So don't do that, right? So I hope I've tried my level best. That is how to write a successful research proposal. Right.
आम्ही कसं ज्या वातावरणातून आलो आहे ते लोकशाहीवाला जगात जास्तच लोकशाहीवाला आहे. त्याच्याआधी आम्हाला फोन करून सांगते मॅडम तुम्ही आता आम्हाला अध्यक्ष.
मॅडम सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब यू.
दोन हे करताना मला थोडं
हॅलो असोले मॅडम,
लक्षात ठेवायचे जाणून बुजून मी काहीच नाही म्हणजे जे काही
सुनंदा असोले
म्हणेल ते
मॅडम.
होईल.
असोले मॅडम,
शेअरसाठी करावं लागेल आपल्याला.
I am sorry, Asole madam, please mute yourself. If you have any query, you can fire it. Right. I am almost done. Okay. So we have 5-10 minutes more with us. Okay. So now if you have any specific query, you can fire it now. Hello. Asole madam, काही प्रॉब्लेम असला प्लीज विचारा.
अच्छा चला त्यांना या दिवसभर भेटू मग.
हॅलो.
ठीक
सुनंदा असोले madam, I don't know whether you are with me or you have kept your hello. Anyway, dear audience, this is all from my end. That is how to write for a successful grant proposal. Okay, now if you have any specific query, you can fire it now.
Sir, I am Dr. Yogesh Agrawal from LRT
Yes,
College of Commerce, Akola.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One small question is that there are lots of funding agencies for science, sir. But regarding commerce and management, very few agencies are there. So can you please give the list of the agencies which are funding to commerce and management faculty?
Okay. I need to work on that, sir. But I think
Okay.
there are many agencies which are open. The only thing is that you need to mold your problem in such a way that
Okay, sir.
ultimately the society is benefited at large. Let's say if you are proposing a solution to a particular problem, right, in
Okay,
such a
okay.
way, because अब AICTE के पास जाएंगे तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन यूजीसी के पास जाते हैं तो उनका प्रोस्पेक्टिव क्या है सर? उनका प्रोस्पेक्टिव है कि भाई आप थोड़ा सा इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी काम करिए, ठीक है ना? You work in
जी
interdisciplinary domain or you
जी
work
जी
in a
जी
domain wherein there is some sort of social relevance is there, है ना? अब मैं कोई एक
ओके ओके
ऐसे, हाँ, तो आपको मेरा वही कहना है कि आपको आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है उसको इस तरह
ओके
से
ओके
प्रेजेंट करना है कि वो डोमेन में बैठे हो, समझ रहे हैं?
ओके ओके यस
I
यस
hope
सर
you are getting me. But I am
हाँ
I am
यस सर यस
very
सर
sorry for that. I am not into your commerce and management. Okay, but I'll
नो इट्स
definitely
ओके
yes, yes. I think that
ओके
there will be certain possibilities.
यस
Yes,
यस यस सर
yes,
यस थैंक यू
yes. Any other question? अच्छा, आज के डिस्कशन से कुछ चीजें समझिए आपको कि भाई अपनी क्या कॉमन मिस्टेक्स होती हैं, अपन यूजुअली क्या गलतियां करते हैं. मैंने कोशिश की है उन चीजों को एड्रेस करने की. तो देर आर सर्टेन कॉमन मिस्टेक वी कमिट. ओके, जैसे कि ये जो मैंने बताया आपको कि भाई जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपने को लगते हैं, है ना, वी आर वेरी कैजुअल एंड देन वी रश फॉर ऑल दोज डॉक्यूमेंट्स, राइट, है ना? तो ये जो चीजें हैं आपको इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, ठीक है ना? और भी बहुत सारी चीजें अपन ने देखी है मेरे ख्याल से. मैंने आई हैव ट्राइड माय लेवल बेस्ट टू गिव यू एन इनसाइट दैट इज हाउ टू राइट अ प्रपोजल, रिसर्च सक्सेसफुल रिसर्च प्रपोजल फ्रॉम स्क्रैच टू फिनिश, राइट. कोई पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन के बारे में कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे तो पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है? I think we will break for 10-15 minutes, right? It's 4:18. Our next speaker will join at 4:30 sharp, right? So we can take it's 4:20, right? So we can take a 10 minutes break. Okay. I hope you can hear me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. जी हाँ.
यस सर
Yes, sir. Yes,
तो
sir.
एक 10 मिनट के बाद मिलते हैं, या अगर आपके कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो मैं डेफिनेटली आई एम वेरी मच देयर टू हेल्प यू आउट. चलिए, ठीक है. So I thank you all for patience hearing and I hope the course is going on in the uh, as per your, I should say, the expectations, right? ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Or if you have any suggestion you can give it to us. Okay, we are open for ideas. We have tried our level best to give you the best of the faculty, ठीक है ना? जैसा कि नीपा के लोग आपसे ज्वाइन हुए हैं कल, मेरे ख्याल से सनसनवाल सर ने लिया है, वो भी काफी सीनियर फैकल्टी हैं, है ना? Hopefully you are enjoying and you are feeling the heat, how the changes are taking place, right? That is, NEP is I should say revolutionizing the education sector, and hopefully it will we will be able to see its fruit in times to come, right? So there are many new things which are coming up. Okay, we as a teacher, okay, we need to change ourselves. Okay, because there are most of the time I used to say that these are the disruptive technologies. Okay, so NEP is again a disruption, right? It will shake our education system little bit, but over a period of time everything will settle down, and you will definitely find that it is really good to have this kind of policy in place, right? Okay. So with this note, I'll take your leave, and then again we will meet at 4:30 sharp, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are very much audible, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so
Well,
much
sir.
for the. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, dear participant, today we have with us Professor Amit Gautam, sir. He is from NEPA. He is working as an associate professor at NEPA. And his area of specialization is basically education and ICT. So today he will be delivering on ICT tools in education. So welcome, Gautam, sir. And I hope I am audible to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Give me 1
yes,
minute.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thing. Give me 1 minute so that I can share my
Yes.
presentation
Yes, sir.
with
Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
all.
sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
And कुछ ऐसी चीज डिस्कस करना 2020 because in 90 minutes we cannot cover the some hand and tool things. Okay, so
No problem.
today basically I will discuss something about the digital initiative in the higher education.
Sir, your voice
Is
little
basically
bit
with
breaking, sir.
reference to the NEP. So
Sir,
give me 1 minute so that I can able to share my presentation.
Okay.
With
Sir, you need to check your microphone as well. Your voice is breaking, sir. Little.
Now I'm audible.
Sir, you are audible, but your voice is little bit low, sir. I don't know what's the problem.
Okay, so kindly tell me now the status is fine.
Now it is okay, sir. Now it is okay.
Okay, okay. So I think my screen is also visible to all of you. Hello. My screen is okay for you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So good evening and thank you so much for the invitation. And I'm happy to be a part of this NEP's orientation and sensitization program.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Can we take only 1 minute for introduction, sir, if you could permit?
Okay. No issue. Please.
So, friends, good afternoon once again. Now, this last session we are going to conduct on the ICT, Information and Communication Technology. Very important theme that has been inculcated in this program by the University Grants Commission. Friends, as you know that we have conducted a number of sessions on the NEP towards this NEP National Education Policy Implementation, and one of the important theme that is information and communication technology. Yesterday, day after yesterday, we have conducted on the session on the SWAYAM and the MOOCs. You know that. Now today we are going to discuss with the different modalities and whatever will be the platform that has been available to enhance our teaching learning as well as the research purpose and integrate this information and communication technology in our teaching learning towards the integration of this towards the development of our HEIs as well as the nation. So to enlighten us today we have with us a very great and eminent personality, Dr. Amit Gautam sir. Sir, I extend my warm welcome to you to this session. Friends, Professor Gautam sir is at present discharging his duties as an associate professor and the head in the Department of School and Non-Formal Education at National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, that is a very reputed institute in our country. Sir has more than 2 decades of teaching as well as the research experience in the domain of this computer science as well as the information technology. and formerly sir was also belong to the Dayal Bagh Institute, Agra. So this is a brief introduction with regards to Professor Gautam sir. Sir, I can extend my warm welcome to you and request you to start with your session. Sir, please.
So, thank you so much for this kind of introduction. I'm also happy to be a part of this program. Although I'm connected with the directly connected with the center also, even I'm also in charge of the center as a deputy director in NEPA itself. So today I decided to share my views on the digital initiative in the higher education. So in the present session, I will share my thoughts how this thing is taking place in the higher education system. So, friends, firstly, I will start this part that we know that present time, the NEP 2020 marks a significant milestone in India's higher education landscape that aiming to transform the education sector and align it with the needs of the 21st century was. So with its emphasis on the multidisciplinary education, experiential learning, and the technology integration, the NEP 2020 presents the higher education institution with the new opportunities for the growth and the development. So we know that at present time, the education is playing a critical roles in transforming the whole nation into the digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. The technology itself is playing a crucial roles with the improvement of the education process and outcome. So thus the connection between the technology and education is the least level is basically bi-direction. So friends, it's a certain that the technology impacted the education in a multiple ways, especially in the higher education. Just some of which we are facing, we are involving at this time. So new technology involving the AI, machine learning, blockchain, smart boards, uh, handheld computing device, the adaptive computer testing for the student development, and other sort of the education software and hardware that just won't just change what the student learn with the classroom, but how they learn. And thus, these area and beyond require the extensive research, both on the technological as well as the education front. So, friends, we know that recently, 29th of July, we celebrated the fourth year of the National Education Policy. And the policy is aims to bring about the comprehensive change in the education system at all the stages for which all out efforts are on, and we are facing and we are also involving in the lots of the technology based effort. आप दिन किसी न दिन कुछ ना कुछ नई चीजें इनिशिएटिव आप सुनते रहते हो, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस काइंड ऑफ इनिशिएटिव. But at present time, the several initiatives have been started to mark these opportunities, and the implementation and progress of all these initiatives are continuously being monitored so that whoever is facing problem can take the immediate step to solve them. So these policy is a major milestone for Indian education system. So which will definitely, we believe that uh, which will make India an attractive destination for the higher as well as school education across the world. So friends, आप पिछले कई दिनों से you are listening, you are the part of this NEP orientation sensitization process, process. But again, मैं इसमें ये जोड़ना चाहता हूँ कि हम जानते हैं कि this policy is based on the pillar of the access, equity, quality, affordability, and the accountability, and that is continuously transforming India into a vibrant knowledge hub. So this NEP emphasize the systematic and institutional reform for the regulation, administration, and promotion of the multidisciplinary academics and research in the Indian higher education system. So we know, अगर हम एक example लें, तो we can say that at present time, a large number of the online content, different, including the audio, video, assessment, infographics, worksheets that have been developed for different stages of the any platform. If we take the Riksha platform, it is available in the public domain. So all these kind of material are available for this for this portal. और अच्छी बात यह है कि इन these kind of material is available in 36 Indian language including the Indian sign language, जिसको हम ISL भी कहते हैं. अगर हम स्कूल एजुकेशन में बात करें, then we can say कि at present time the 70% of all the school textbooks prescribed by the state government and 100% of NCERT textbook are now QR coded and tagged with the e-content. So for this policy support, I must include one thing, one campaign that is known as the Digital India. So we know, friends, that Digital India campaign is playing the essential role for this implementation of the ICT, and especially in the even the teaching learning process also. And the process, the program aimed, even the program was launched in the 2015, but the program aims to transform the country's economy by promoting the inclusive growth in the electronic service, product manufacturing, and job perspective. So the NEP, basically they created a autonomous body named as the National Education Technology Forum, NETF, that was created to supply a platform for the free exchange of the idea on the utilization of the technology to reform the learning, assessment, planning, administration, and so on. So that is for both means for the college and for the better education purpose. But the NETF aims to facilitate deciding on the induction, deployment, and use of technology. So by providing to the leadership of the education institution, the state and the central government and other stakeholders, the newest knowledge and research and also the opportunity to consult and share the best practices. Friends, we have the n number of the new changes under this NEP 2020. So at present time, the NEP 2020 focusing and providing a high quality program for the higher education sector that is built on the core values of a flexible research approach and support of the digital technology which we are striving to achieve. So for the big target of raising the gross enrollment ratio about the 50% in the coming year. So the role of the technology and the innovation is going to be unprecedented. So हमें पता है कि if we take the things, if we talk about some survey, then in survey that was mentioned that 90%, 95% of the institution listed the technology as a key enabler for effective implementation of NEP, and more than 63% of the respondents said that the technology adoption and effective planning for the policy implementation and rollout would be the key accelerator for the NEP adoption. So that is also happening in present time and present scenario. चल रहा सेशन ले रहा हूँ मैं करता हूँ ठीक है मैं अपनी डेली भेजता हूँ ठीक है तो बेसिकली ये फैक्ट है कि this policy implementation playing a key accelerator role for the implementation of NEP क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं कनेक्टिविटी वहीं से so the role of the technology. So basically the role of the technology in NEP adaptation we need to discuss here. The digital transformation, actually I also wanted to connect with the digital transformation, that the digital transformation is playing the key role that is also playing because it's a essential parameter that is that is basically happening in now. Without the digital infrastructure we cannot say कि this policy की कैसे implementation होगी. So the digital transformation of the higher education institution refers to the process of integrating technology and digital tools into all the aspect of education, from teaching and learning to administration and the research. So this is done to improve the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the institutions and create a more engaging and personalized learning experiences. So the new education policy has also mentioned the importance of the technology in the education. We know it's a major vertical under the NEP, and it has encouraged the institution to go the digital to improve the quality of education. So the NEP, we know that it has undergone the several modifications since its inception, because हम में से कई लोग teacher educator हैं, they know this part. And the NEP, the first national education policy, was adopted in 1968. The second policy came in 1986, and the followed by its modification in 1992, and latest being 2020. So the digital transformation has become increasingly important aspect of the modern education, and it is essential for the successful adaptation of the national education policy in India. So the NEP 2020 aims to reform and modernize the education system in India, and the use of digital technology is a key component of this effort. Uh, Friends, we know that the digital transformation is the process of leveraging the digital technology to fundamentally reshape the way organization operate and deliver the values to the student. So the importance of technology in education has also been mentioned in the this policy. So, to improve the quality of education, the institution are being encouraged to go digital, and for many strategies have been made, and these strategies are being implemented continuously. So, we can say that the digital transformation in education is about the implementing the modern technology and solution in the education process in order to enhance the learning and teaching experiences for all the beneficiaries involved. So it open up, we can say it's open up a world of the endless possibilities and allow for simplified communication and collaboration between the teachers and the students. So the digital transformation in education enhance the experiences of learners, mentor, alumni, and helps in institution management of student admission and other administrative tasks. So it does so by the leveraging technology to simplify the education process. So right now it's providing the seamless enrollment experience for the teacher as well as the students, and the interactive and the engaging learning experiences. And beside this, this is providing the flexible course structure that allow the student to learn from any devices at any time. And it is also helpful for the administration task, and it shows the different improvement and how to administer the student per month. तो हमारे लिए बहुत सारे फायदे हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें जिनको हम कर रहे हैं, बट अगर हम इस पर बात करें, this NEP this NEP is based on the principle that that we can say that technology is playing the the can play the transformational role in taking the education to the next level. So with this guiding principle, the policy recognizes the immense potential of the technology in changing the higher education and equipping the student with the necessary skills for the future. So, in line with the vision, the NEP lay out the several guidelines for the higher education institution to just leverage the technology effectively and implement the innovative practices. So, we can say that the NEP introduced the several new initiatives for the higher education institution in India. So these initiatives aims to bring about the transformative changes and promote the holistic development also. So that's why I mentioned some of the essential parameter, like we have multidisciplinary education flexibility, and then we have the multiple entry and exit system. Then we have the academic bank of credit, research and integrations, faculty development and autonomy, internationalization and global collaboration, and this technology and integration. This technology and integration, basically, we talk about this kind of thing. This technology integration basically recognize the main role of technology in transformation the education. So it emphasized the integration of technology in teaching, learning, and assessment process. So the policy also encouraged the use of online resources, e-learning platform, virtual classroom, and education technology tool to enhance the learning experiences. So these initiatives outlined in NEP 2020 aims to foster a dynamic and inclusive higher education system in India. So by promoting the multidisciplinary education, flexibility, research innovation, and technology integration, the NEP paves the way for the holistic development and prepare the student for the challenge and opportunity for the next level. And if we talk about this, is also very connecting thing for this policy. If we talk about the implementation of the technology to accelerate the NEP adoption. So, but we know that technology can play a essential role in accelerating the implementation of the various initiatives that is outlined in NEP 2020 in the higher education system. Here I will discuss some the technology that are playing the key role. So just I mentioned the nine major component that is including the e-learning platforms and the digital content. So if we talk about this parameter, then we can say that the technology enabled the e-learning platform that can provides access to a vast array of digital content including textbook, interactive modules, video, and the simulation. So these platforms facilitate the self-paced learning, enable personalized learning experiences, and support anytime, anywhere access to the educational resources. Then we have the virtual classroom. So virtual classroom and webinar that is also powered by the technology that can facilitate the real-time interaction between the student and teachers, regardless of the geographical constant. So these platforms enable so basically we can say that these platforms are basically um, very essential or that enable the live lecture discussion and collaboration different activities and promoting the active engagement and fostering a sense of community among the learner. Then we have learning management system. The learning management system, basically, that is known as the implementing the robust learning management system, allow the institutions to efficiently manage and deliver the online courses, track the student progress, and streamline the administrative tasks. So LMS platform enable the seamless communication and assignment submission, gradings and feedback exchange that enhancing the overall learning experience. तो ये भी एक बहुत अच्छा तरीका है किसी कॉलेज को पूरे यूनिवर्सिटी को हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम को कनेक्ट करने का. देन वी हैव द ओपन एजुकेशन रिसोर्सेज. ये जो ओपन एजुकेशन रिसोर्सेज है बेसिकली we can say that technology facilitate the creation and sharing of open education resources such as textbook, lecture, learning modules that are also freely accessible to the student and the educator. So these OER, leveraging the OER, reduce the cost of the educational material that promotes the collaboration and encourage the customization of content to suit the specific curriculum needs. Then we have the analytics and data-driven decision making. So the technology, given the analytics tools that can gather and analyze the data related to the students' performance, engagement, and learning outcome. So the institution can leverage these insights to identify the area of the improvement, personalize instructions, and make the data-driven decision to enhance the effectiveness of the education initiative. And then we have the collaborative platform and online project. These collaborative platform or online collaboration platform that facilitate the group projects, research collaboration, and knowledge sharing among the students and the faculty member. So these platform enable the efficient communication, file sharing, task management, and it's promoting the teamwork and fostering a culture of the collaboration. So nowadays in the institution, basically this is the essential part. Okay, how we can create the collaboration among our colleagues as well as our learner. So in this purpose, in the same time, in the same manner, we can organize the n number of things. That's why different organization is giving so much emphasis on the collaboration. That is also basically नीड ऑफ द आर कि कोलैबोरेशन में ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम लोग कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं, काम कर सकते हैं. एंड अगर हम इसके अलावा हम कुछ चीज और कनेक्ट करते हैं, देन वी कैन सी दैट वी हैव द असेसमेंट एंड इवैल्यूएशन टूल. These assessment and evaluation tools basically, we can say that technology enabled the assessment tools such as online quiz, assignments, and automated grading system that is streamline the evaluation process. So these tools provides timely feedback, identify the learning gaps, and support formative and summative assessment that enable the comprehensive understanding of student. Now, I just wanted to discuss issue that is known as a blockchain in credentialing and the certification. So, at present, the blockchain technology can provide a secure and decentralized system for issuing and verifying the academic credential and the certification. So, we can say that using the blockchain, the education institution can create the tamper-proof digital record of the degree, diploma, and the certificates that ensuring the authentications and the eliminating the fraud activities also. So any student can have the ownership and control over their digital credentials, allowing them to easily share verification information with the potential employer or the other education institution. So next thing I just wanted to discuss with you that is known as the uh, uh, that is AI powered personalized learning. So the AI powered personalized learning is basically we can say that can analyze the different amount basically which can analyze the different amount of the uh, student data to personalize learning experiences, and that can adopt the teaching method accordingly. So right now, directly, indirectly, we are using the n number of technology. So, sorry. Right now, we are using the n number of technological method, and different AI algorithm can identify individual learning needs, preference, and progress, offering the tailored, recommended, adaptive assessment and customized study plan. So, at present, we have the uh, 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 intelligent tutorial system that powered by the AI. We can say that can uh, provide um, provide the real-time feedback, adaptive content delivery, and the personal learning intervention to support the student learning outcomes. So we can say these technology have the potential to change credentialing, personalized learning, and improve the student outcomes, streamline the administrative process, enhance the research capability, and foster innovation. So, integrating technology align with the vision of the NEP 2020, promoting a future-ready education system that equips the student with the skills and the knowledge needed in 21st century. So, let's start. What kind of option we have at present time? So, right now, the quality and access has been a subject of the intense concern of all of us. So, the advancement in the technology or the digital technology are transforming the way the education resources are being created, disseminated, and accessed across the world. So, the use of the technology in all the aspect of the higher education has also received a major push in India. So this is basically turns help the quality improvement and accessibility of the higher education to large part of the student as well as the upskilling of the teacher across the country. So digital technology have also greatly impacted the management and governance of the institution as well as the accreditation and ranking of the higher education institution also. So the landscape of the higher education in India has undergone a remarkable transformation with the introduction of data initiative, the proliferation of cutting edge technology and widespread internet connectivity, that is, or we can say, has facilitated a significant evolution in the traditional educational paradigm. So the digital initiatives have emerged as a powerful solution to bridge these gaps and democratize democratize education system. So the online learning platform, a massive open courses, and the virtual classroom have effectively transacted the geographical boundaries, making education accessible even in the remote regions. Additionally, these initiatives have enabled the personalized learning pathway, accommodating the individual learning style and paces, thereby the promoting a more inclusive and diverse education system also. So we can say that so so we can say that integration of advanced technology, uh, such as AI, machine learning, virtual reality, uh, and the augmented reality has further changed the higher education by fostering the experientials and the immersive learning also. सो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि किस तरीके से हम इन चीज़ों को ले पा रहे हैं या किस तरीके से इन चीज़ों को हम देख पा रहे हैं। इट्स वेरी, वेरी एसेंशियल फॉर अस कि हाउ वी आर मैनेजिंग these kind of things also. So, these technology, friends, these technology is basically creating, yeah, facilitating the hands-on training, simulations, and practical skill development, etc. So, this is also significantly enhancing the employment of. So, significantly enhancing the employability of graduates and addressing the demand for the industry relevant skills. So, furthermore, we can say the digital initiative have empowered educators to employ innovative pedagogical approaches and creating the uh, engaging and interactive learning experiences that change the needs of the student. So, however, the rapid adoption of the technology is playing the essential parameters. So that is also essential part for all of us कि हमें ये देखना चाहिए कि किस तरह से टेक्नोलॉजी इन चीजों को चेंज कर रही है. So, overcoming these challenges necessitate the collaborative efforts between the government bodies, education institutions, and I must say, and the different beneficiaries. And we can say that technology provided to the change the robust infrastructure and effective policy. So, to improve the learning outcomes and improve the access and quality of the learning, the technology offered the solution in the form of the digital education. So different project we have, like we have the National Mission on Education through ICT. That is a major initiative of Ministry of Education to infuse the digital education solution to improve the access to quality content and also to improve the learning outcome. So friend, you can see in the present scenario, uh, we know that education is essential for nation's social and economic process. So the government of India has taken various digital initiatives in the higher education system. just to promote the access to higher education for all the country citizens. So different ministry basically responsible for, or especially the Ministry of Education is responsible for implementing digital initiative in higher education in partnership with the different organization. So the with this technology and interest, with this technology and internet access, the government of India has launched the various initiatives in the higher education to improve the quality of higher education in the country. So right now you can see that uh, uh, we have the different kind of things, but in the parameter, even though the various initiatives have been taken up under the NMEICT programs, the major currently ongoing initiative like swam prabha, national digital library, e-yantra, we have, you can see this kind of categorization. Then we have the five major kind of categorization. One is the audio video e-content. uh, Second is the digital content. Third is the accelerated hands-on learning. Then e-governance that tracks your progress. So we have this kind of progress also. Friends, मैं जानता हूँ कि you know one or two major associates like Swayam and you are also participating through this portal. But I will also share some of the major points. Right now we have the around the 32 major initiatives, so I will try to share these kind of things with you. So firstly, I will discuss about the SWAM paper. So we know that SWAM is a very common platform and it's a free online education platform. And SWAM is an Indian government portal for free open online courses, providing the educational course for the university and the college and the learner. So this we can say that SWAM is a program that is initiated by Government of India and designed to achieve the three cardinal principle of education policy, that is access, equity, and the quality. So the objective of this efforts is to take the best teaching learning resources to all, including the most disadvantaged group. So SWAM seeks to bridge the digital divide for students uh, who are either to remain untouched by the digital revolution and have not been able to join the mainstream of the knowledge economy. So this is done through a platform that facilitate hosting of all the course taught in the classroom from class 9 till to the post graduation to be accessed by anyone anywhere at any time. So all the courses are interactive, prepared by the best teacher in the country and are available free of cost to any learner. And more than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers from across the country have participated in the preparatory in the preparation of these courses. So the courses hosted on the SWAM portal, these are having the four quadrant. One is the video lecture, then we have the especially uh, developed content that is also downloadable. And after this, we can say that we have the self-assessment test through the test and quiz. And last one is basically a discussion forum for clearing the doubt. And this different steps have been taken to enrich the learning experiences by using the audio, video, and multimedia in a state of art and pedagogical things also. So, in order to ensure the best quality content that is produced and delivered. Right now, we have the nine coordination national coordinator that have been appointed for this task. जिसमें से हम बात करें तो AICT is one of them, CEC, IGNOU, IIM, uh, hmm, NIOS, or National Institute of Technology, Technical Teachers Training and Research for the teachers training program. So basically, the course delivered through the SWAM portal that are available free of cost to learner. However, learner wanting a SWAM certificate should register for the final proctoral exam that comes at a free and attend in personal at designated center on specified dates also. So eligibility for the certification that will be definitely is they are keeping announced in the portal also. But at present, if we see this part, at present you can see right now we have 203 national partnering institution. Approx we have the 11,772 completed course on this portal, and you can see the number of the user also. Friend, after this, recently a portal is launched by the Ministry of Education. Uh, this portal is launched by the Ministry of Education. और इस अगर पोर्टल में मैं बात करूं, then we can say the aim of this portal is basically, or we can say the Indian higher education uh, aims to achieve a higher education gross enrollment ratio of 50% by 2030 and 65 by 2047, which implies the addition of 37 millions and 66 million learners respectively to the current system. So to achieve this, the government has recognized the need to look at the non-linear model of growth and the leverage role of the technology in ensuring all the learners have equitable access to the quality education. So one such initiative that is recently opened, the main purpose is it aims to bring the best teaching and learning resources to everyone, especially those who have yet to benefit from the digital revolution and access to the knowledge country. But this thing is totally aligned with the NEP, and the ministry recognized the need for SWAM to expand its existing offering to identify uh, and include the different course that is aligned with the industry need and that enhance the learner employability. So to this extent, the SWAM Plus is launched in the collaboration with the leading industry players and edtech companies to bring the employability and professional development focused program. So this program, in this slide, you can see we have the different course partner, and this course partner is including basically Aspire Group, Cisco Group, Microsoft's, L&T EdTech, and different major groups are involved in this part. And they have the programs in the differently subject, like they have a program on manufacturing, energy, computer science, engineering, management study, etc. So it's a good platform in a present time. Next platform we have that is a Swayamprabha, and this Swayamprabha is a group of 40 DTS channels devoted to telecast the high quality education program that is on 24 into 7 basis using the GSAT 15 satellites. So every day there will be new content for at least 4 hours, which would be repeated 5 more hours in a day. So allowing the student to choose the time of their convenience. All the channel are basically uh, all the channels are uplinked from the BISAC Gandhinagar. So that the content are provided by IIT, UGC, CSC, IGNOU. So the basically InfluNet is maintaining this portal. So right now we have 40 number of channels, 1,20,000 plus number of titles. You can see this part. For example, if we take the example like if I take the channel number 12, that is dedicated for the civil engineering and related branches, but that is organized and hosted by IIT uh, Delhi itself. And second, next major option we have that is known as the eVidya. So this eVidya is a unique and innovative venture by Ministry of Education. So just to facilitate the multi-mode access to digital online teaching content of various types among the student and the teacher. So the uniqueness of this PM Vidya lies with its comprehensive accessibility for all as it caters the education content to all with the multi-mode setup of the remote learning platform, including the internet, radio, community, broadcast, etc. So one of the initiative of this PM Vidya is creating TV channel on one class, one channel to broadcast the educational content related to the class 1 to 12. So this PM Vidya DTH channel benefit the learner in remote area where stable internet is not available. So it's the best one for the learner. But if we talk about the next initiative that is known as the EPG Pathshala, this EPG Pathshala is an initiative of the Ministry of Education under the National Mission on the Education through the ICT. So this is being executed by the UGC itself. So the content and its quality being the key component of education system, and the high quality curriculum based interactive content in the 70 subject across all the discipline of the social sciences, arts, fine arts, and humanities that have been developed by the subject experts working in the Indian University and other research and development institution across the country. So every subject had a team of the principal investigate, paper coordinator, content writer, content reviewer, language editor, and multimedia team also. So right now you can see we have the 20,000 plus e-content, 19 plus thousand video, and 3,200 plus expertise also. So it's a good one. You must try this part and आप अपने scholars अपने स्टूडेंट के संग भी इस चीज को शेयर कर सकते हैं. Next thing we have that is uh, known as the Shodh Ganga. So this Shodh Ganga is the name coined on the denote to the digital repository of the Indian Electronic Thesis and Dissertation set up by the Influminate Center also. We know the word of the Shodh that is originated from the Sanskrit and stand for research and delivery. And the Ganga is the holiest, largest, and longest of all the river in Indian subcontinent. So this show Ganga stand for the reservoir of Indian intellectual output stored in a repository hosted and maintained by the Influence Center. So the Shod Ganga Center provides a platform for the research or the research student to deposit their PhD thesis and make it available for the to the entire scholar community in the open access. So we know, friends, at present time, the plagiarism is a major concern in area of research, which railed in the poor quality of research. So proper software tools are now available to detect and deter the plagiarism. So the increase the visibility of thesis and dissertation through the open access repository that would further act as a deterrent to the plagiarism. Moreover, it attract other organization in India and abroad to collaborate with the Indian University on the topic of the mutual interest. So this is the best part. You can see right now uh, we have the 5,005 lakhs plus thesis available on the portal. Likewise, around 753 universities that are contributing on this portal. Next, hmm, next thing we have that is known as the e-Shindu. So this e-Shindu is also an initiative of Ministry of Education, but ये जो developed किया that was based on the recommendation of an expert committee that has formed e-Shindu, that merging the three consortia initiatives, namely UGC Infonet, Digital Library Consortium, and Indes AICT Consortium. So the e-Shindu will continue to provide current as well as an archival access to more than the 10,000 core or I can say and 10,000 core and peer reviewed journals. So and a number of the bibliographics, citation and factual database in the different discipline from the large number of publisher and aggregator to its member institution. So the main purpose of this thing is the consortia for the higher education and e-resources to be is to provide the access to qualitative electronic resource, including the full text, bibliography, and factual database to academic institution at a lower rate of the subscription. So this provides for a higher education system e-resource by augmenting the strengthening activities and service offered by the three MHRD funded consortia. So it is also helpful to develop formidable collection of e-journals, e-books, and different thing also. And it provide the access to the university. But in this slide, you can see right now we have 98 CFTIs, 217 university, we have 4,700 colleges, and we have 10,000 plus e-journals also. So this is the success story actually of this portal. So if you have need any kind of data, you can directly uh, 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 use or subscribe this kind of data from the various portal. So this kind of data is also very useful for us. After this, friends, we have the e-yantra. So this e-yantra platform is also, I must say, that is also very useful thing also, especially for those who are working in this parameter, or it is basically the e-yantra is named is implemented to incorporate robotics into the engineering education with its objective of engaging student through existing hands-on application of the mathematics, computer science, and the engineering background. So that is also very useful thing for us. I think हम लोग इसको utilize कर सकते हैं. Even we can utilize this kind of things, and that is very useful for all of us. So we must try. We must try. We can utilize this kind of thing also. So this kind of things basically it is creating uh, or creating or we can say it's a creation of the robotic platform that is a very successfully model in the present time and demonstrated during the phase one of the project, and presently this model has been implemented in the 100 college. So this portal is creating the skills by setting up the lab infrastructure and for project based learning and training teachers in 100 engineering college. Next, we have the Force. Force is basically the free and open source software for education also. This project is sanctioned to the IIT Bombay, and that has been promoting the use of the open source software in the education institution. So it does through the instruction materials such as spoken tutorial, documentation, uh, textbook companies, awareness programs such as the conference, training programs, and the internship. So the textbook companies is a collection of the code for solved example of standard textbook. So about 2,000 plus colleges, students, and the teacher have been basically participating in this activity, and close to 1,000 TBC have been created in Skylab and Python alone. So the first has made all the TBC open sources and has made them available for free download. Skylab and the Python, the TBC are also on the cloud. We know that is on cloud. So that one needs only a browser to execute the code of TBC. So FOSS is promoting the well is established open source software. So one form is we know it's an alternative to the this kind of software fluent for the computational flood dynamics etc. So ये भी बहुत अच्छा software है, and this FOSS works on open source hardware projects such as OpenPLC and Arduino as well as And through all of these projects, a large number of students across the country have been trained. So after this, we have the spoken tutorial. This spoken tutorial software is also very useful, or we can say it's a multi award winning education content portal. So in this portal, anyone can learn. In this portal, anyone can learn the various free and open sources software all by oneself. And our paced multilingual courses ensure that anybody with a computer and a desire for learning can learn from any place at any time in a language of their choice. So it's also very essential things. And this project, the spoken tutorial project, is the initiative of Talk to a Teacher activity of the National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology, that is also launched by the Minister of Education. So, a spoken tutorial forum is the friendly online discussion forum. You can join existing discussion or the start the new topics, and you can even get the lots of replies from the spoken tutorial community. And the registration to this forum is completely free and takes only 1 minute. So this forum is very easy and easy to use, even for the those जो computer नया सीखे हैं. So it is very easy to it's actually very easy to format the forum post with fonts, color, and many other options. So you can attach the file to your post directly from your computer. So the physical basically. So this can be done through the help of this kind. So next, friends, we have the virtual labs. So the physical distance, we know that is the physical distance, or I must say that the lack of resources make us unable to perform the experiments, especially when they involve sophisticated instruments. So also good teachers are always a scarce the resources. So web-based and the video-based course address to the issues of the teaching to some extent. So conducting the joint experiment by the two participating institution uh, and also sharing the costly resources have also been a challenge. So with the present day, the internet and computer technology, the ever limitation can no more hamper the student and even the researcher in enhancing their knowledge and skills. So also in this country, such as us, the costly instruments and the equipments need to be shared with the fellow researcher to the extent possible. So the web-enabled experiments that can be designed with the help of this portal for the remote operations and viewing so as to enthuse and the curiosity and innovation to this. So this would help in the learning basic and advanced concept to the remote experiment. So friends, we know that today's most equipment has computer interface for the control and the data storage. So it is possible to design good experiment around some of these equipment. So which would enhance the learning of a student. So internet-based experimentation further permit the use of the resources, knowledge, software, and data available on the web. So apart from the encouraging the skillful experiment being simultaneously performed at the point separate in the space time. So virtual lab does not require, we know, and I mentioned earlier that virtual lab does not require any additional infrastructure setup of conducting the experiment at user premises. One computer terminal with broadband internet connectivity is all that is needed to perform the experiment remotely. So over, we can say over the 205 virtual labs in 9 engineering colleges and science discipline, comprising about the 1515 experiments that are operational and currently being accessed by the more than 6 lakh students. So the virtual lab project is an initiative of Ministry of Education itself. So next portal we have, that is National Internship Portal. So the internship portal is an initiative of Ministry of Education. Uh, uh, s- this National Digital Forum is also an initiative of the ministry, and the portal provides a platform for the student to find a suitable internship, while while also enable employers to find the talented and qualified intern. The National Internship Portal offers a range of the feature and service to the students, graduate and employer. That basically include they can search for the internship. So the portal allows the student to search for internship based on their qualification, interest, and preferred location. So the student can apply for internship directly through the portal by submitting their resume and other required document. And here one more special thing is any employer can post their internship opportunity on this portal and receive the application from the interested student. So any student can track the status of the internship application and receive the updates on their application status. So the portal allow the both the employer and the student to provide the feedback and rating on their internship experiences, which can help im- to improve the quality of internship and benefit the future application. So in the slide, you can see that is the lots of internship that are involved in this part. Like we have IBM, we have the NHI internship, we have the Googles, we have the support of the uh, Chevitham. So like this, Cisco is also a major partner for this part. So it's a wonderful initiative. And next we have that is known as the National Education Alliances for Technology. So the National Education Alliance is an initiative that is also launched by the government of India. But the purpose is it is helpful to promote the use of the technology in the education and enhance the employability of the student. So this portal aims to provide a one-stop platform for a student to access the quality learning resources that get training in emerging technology and connect with the potential employer. So under this initiative, the MOE has collaborated with the leading technology companies and its startup to offer a wide range of the online courses, certification program, and internship opportunity to the student across the India. So this portal provides the access to more than 2,000 courses in emerging technologies such as AI, machine learning, blockchain, data science, and cybersecurity. So we have the unique feature of this program, like the here we have the free access to all the courses, and all the courses offered under this initiatives are available to the student for free of cost. So this makes it easier for the student from all the background to access the quality learning resources and upskills themselves in a emerging technology. So this NEET offers the certification program in the collaboration with the leading technology company and the startup. So these programs are designed to enhance the employability of the students and help them acquire the skills required to succeed in the job market. So this need provides the access to the internship opportunities with leading companies in the technology sectors. So these internship offer the student a chance to gain the practical experiences and apply the skills they have learned in the real world scenario. So NEET provides the student with the opportunity to connect with the potential employer and showcase their skills. This helps the student to build their professional network and increase their chance of getting placed in the top company. And one more thing we have, or I hope कि आप में से कुछ लोग all they are all, you are also utilizing this portal also. This portal is basically known as the Samarth. This Samarth portal is this Samarth product is also the about we can say the aim of Samarth portal to enable the university and their different higher education system through a digital framework for planning, management, delivery, and monitoring of service for students, staff, and other stakeholders. So, under the project, the higher education institution are provided with a fully managed cloud-based comprehensive ERP that is custom built for the higher education institution of the country. So, the Samarth blends the technology with policy and standard of governance in the higher education and make it available to the institution and its stakeholder through the anytime, anywhere digital interface. So institution can deliver the quality higher education experiences to learner by simplifying their procedure and practices through the summer digital interface. So since 2019, the summer has been extended to the various types of the higher education institution that include the central universities, state universities, different colleges, NITs, IIM, IITs, ISR, and other institutions of national importance. So, with a pan India presence, the Samarth is building a nationwide network of future ready digital campus, providing the world class yet uniform experiences to the student and the administrator of the institution. So, under the Samarth initiative, and open source and open standard enable the changing process automation engine is basically provided to universities and higher education institutions to drive their digital transformation. So the initiative provides a gamut of the digital tools that are integrated in an online platform for the best practices of efficient resource planning and management process and service improvement, and especially and the good governance in the higher education. So the Samarth e-governance platform integrates the technology and the education delivery in a seamless manner. It is custom made for the higher education institution across the country and allow them to deploy a digital framework for planning, management, delivery, and monitoring of services for student, staff, and other stakeholders. So it cater to the needs of the university and the higher education institution by introducing the 9 package comprising of 40 modules on a single platform. So the modules basically help the institution to streamline their repository of records, starting from admission details to the examination employer and leave records, payrolls, and administrative information, etc. So this is designated after a careful studies and understanding of university rules and system also. So they present an integrated system of records and data. So moreover, the module are user friendly and constant research and feedback is carried out to enhance the user experiences and add a new additional uh, feature. It's a future ready digital from platform leverage the digital technology to define and govern the education. So right now it's offer the 40 software module for the management of a variety workflow across the 5 critical um, um, mm, so that is also required. So you can see it's okay. Next we have actually Vidwan. This Vidwan platform is basically expert database and expert database and the uh, a national research network. So it's we can say it's a premium database of the profile of the scientist. And different so it provides this platform provides the this platform provides the information and information about the experts background, contact, address, experiences, different about the different publications, skills, and other things also. So that is quite useful for us. And besides this, if we talk about the various parameters, then we can say this is a unique kind of platform which is providing the different background. So the database is developed for the instrument, or the database is basically instrumental in selection of the panel of the experts for the various committee task force developed by the ministry and the thing. So here you can easily identify the peer reviewer for the article and research proposal. You can discover the prospective collaboration for ongoing research. You can quickly provide the information about the expert to peers, prospective collaboration, funding agency policy that makes and research scholar in the country. So you can see right now we have around the 2,30,000 experts that are registered on this portal, and 19,000 plus organization we have uh, that is for this portal also, and we have around 2 crore publication in this part. So it's a unique things we must try, और हम लोगों को इस पर registered करना चाहिए so that we can utilize the academic networking, especially in the higher education system. So in this system, basically, next platform we have the ERINS. This ERINS is known as the Indian Research Information Network. So this ERINS is a web-based research information management services provided by the InfluNet, and the purpose of this ERINS is to help researcher and institution uh, uh, manage their research output and promote their research activity also. So the purpose of this portal is having this portal is also having the key role, but from this part is provide a comprehensive so sorry, I have some disturbance. So this portals provide a comprehensive platform for researcher to manage their research profile, track their publication and citation, and showcase their research activity also. So the platform also allow the institution to monitor and research output of their faculty member, track research funding, and assess the impact of the research activity. So we have we have some unique feature, like any researcher can create and manage their research profile on ERINS, which include information about their education, work experiences, publication, and other research activity. So this allow the researcher to manage their publication, including uploading full text article, tracking citation, and generating the citation report. So this provide tools for the researcher to collaborate with other researcher and institution, including the creating research and groups and sharing the data. So this arrange is basically, or the any institution can use the arrange to manage the research funding, including tracking grants, managing budget, etc. And this also provides analytics tool to assess the impact of the research activity, including the generating the citation reports and tracking the use of their research output, etc. And one more thing we have that is known as the Shoshudhi. So this particular platform provides the information and library network, and this platform provides access to the plagiarism detection software that is also known as the PDS. So this is to the all the university and institution in India that allowing them to detect and prevent the plagiarism in academic area. So this shows should be is the show Shuddhi is basically web-based platform that offer a range of the plagiarism. This offer a range of the plagiarism or the plagiarism detection tool that allow us to identify the different tool, which is very essential and unique for us. So basically, the platform also provides user with a plagiarism report that highlight the degree of similarity between the original document and suspected plagiarized one. But it's a user friendly and it designed with a user friendly interface that make it easy for user to upload and check their research document for the plagiarism. Then best part about this thing is with the plagiarism, the platform supports multiple languages including Hindi, English, and the different regional languages, making it accessible uh, to the researcher for the different part of India. But it has any user can customize the settings of the plagiarism detection tool based on the based on their specific needs, including the setting inclusion rules for the certain phrase and so next thing is in this portal shows the allow the user to collaborate with other researcher and institution, including the sharing the research data and collaboration of research project, etc. And this portal also ensure that the security of the user data by using the encryption and other security protocol to protect the sensitive information. Next, we have the academic bank of credit. This academic bank of credit is this academic bank of credit is a digital platform introduced by the government of India, uh, uh, and the platform was launched in the 2019. So that was launched as a part of the education national education policy and is designed to provide a seamless and transparent credit transfer system for higher education in India. So this ABC works as a repository of academic credit earned by the students throughout their higher education journey. So, under this system, the student can accumulate credit for every course or subject they complete, irrespective of the institution they are enrolled in. So, these credit are then stored in their individual ABC account, which can be accessed by both the student and institution. So, here the student can accumulate the credit for every course or the subject they complete, and these credit are stored in their ABC account. So the student can transfer their credit earned from one institution to another, which allow for the seamless mobility and transferability of the credit. So the ABC system allow for the banking of credit earned by the students, which means that the student can accumulate credit over a period of a time and use them towards the completion of their degree. Any student can redeem their accumulate credit towards the completion of their degree program, which help to reduce the times and cost of completing a degree. And the ABC system maintain the digital records of all the credit earned by the student, which ensure the transparency and help to the eliminate the fraud activities also. So you can see here in this post slide, right now we have the 17.11 CR total number of student and learner registered on this portal. Then we have the you can see the total number of AIs, university and registered on this portal, that is 1762. Then we have total number of 517 as a total number of AIs that have been uploaded credit data to data or itself also. And right now we have the uh, 17.93 lakhs unique student credit awards seeded with the ABCIT. And beside this, we have 34 lakhs total number of academic records with credit data mapped with the ABC. But total institution boarded onboarded this portal is around the 201. So this is the automatically it's a good data for the institution also. And next we have the NDL. It's a means is National Digital Library. It's a virtual repository of learning resource, which is not just an repository with search, browse facility, but it provide a host of service for the learner community. And it is sponsored and mentored by the Ministry of Education through its National Mission on Education through ICT. And here you can filter and federate the searching is employed to facilitate the focused searching so that the learner can find the right resources with least efforts and in the minimum time. So this NDLI provides the user group specific services such as examination preparations for schools and college students and job aspirant. The service for researcher and journal learner are also provided. So NDLI is designed to hold the content of any language and provides the interface support for 10 most uh, widely used Indian language. So it is built to provide the support for all the academics level, including the research uh, and the lifelong learners of all discipline. So all the popular form of access device and differently able learners, it is available on this portal. So it is designed to enable the people to learn and prepare from the best practices from all over the world and facilitate the researcher to perform the interlinked uh, exploration from the multiple sources. So it is basically it's developed and designed and maintained by the IIT Kharagpur also. So you can see we have the different categorization. We have the categorization for the school education. We have the resources for the higher education, research, career development, cultural archive, news archive, etc. And we have the next things. We have the National Academic Depository that is known as the NAD. So this NAD is basically born out of an initiative to provide an online storehouse of all the activity awards. So National Academic Depository is a 24 into 7 online storehouse of all the activity awards, the certificates, diploma, degree, mark sheets, duly digitized and launched by the academic institution board, the eligibility assessment, etc. So this NAD not only ensure the easy access to and retrieve of an academic awards, but also validate and guarantee its authenticity and safe storage. So DigiLocker is a flagship initiative of Ministry of Electronics and IT under this Digital India campaign. So we know that DigiLocker, we are using a DigiLocker, and DigiLocker aims at the digital empowerment of the citizenship by providing access to authenticate the digital document to the citizen digital document valid. So the issue the document in the DigiLocker that system are deemed to be as at per the original physical documentation. So that is also a major thing for us. So we can say this NEP 2020 envision a transformative future for the higher education in India, and we can say that technology is playing and serving as a powerful enabler in realizing its goal. So, by leveraging the technology tools and the platform, the higher education institution can implement the different verticals in the guideline of NEP 2020 in effectively manner. And from the facilitating the multidisciplinary education and blended learning to the personalized assessment and teacher professional development, the technology empower the institution to create the inclusive, engaging, and the learner-centric environment. So we know that the embracing the technology-driven solution is the key to unlocking the potential of NEP 2020 and ensuring the future-ready education system in India. So, friends, it's from my side. Thank you so much for patience listening. If you have any kind of question, then you are most welcome. We can take, although it's just 3 and 4 minutes, but we can take 1 or 2 questions. It's totally up to you. So now it's over to the coordinator of the session. Or if you have any kind of question directly, you can ask to me.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yeah, ji, Praful ji, please.
You have made a special mention of AI technology in academics in a system of education. The importance of AI is recognized everywhere. But what is the special importance of AI technology in academics? That is my question.
Basically, Praful ji, if we see that in present time, AI is utilizing in different manners. Like in every portal, जो मैंने portal या detail initiative बात की, in every portal they are using the different shot of the AI. Even if we are using the AI is basically using for the we can say that personalized learning, engagement, customization, feedback. I mentioned 2 or 3 internship platform that is totally customized, totally AI based. तो वो mix and match अपने आप करते हैं. And this is also giving the emphasis on the personalized learning. जिस तरह यूजर के ट्रेंड्स आते हैं उस तरह का वो कंटेंट शो करने लगता है ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट कि जो भी यूजर का ट्रेंड है जिस तरह की वो चीजें ढूंढ रहा है उसी तरह उसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं एंड आफ्टर दैट दे आर ऑल्सो मैनेजिंग द थिंग्स इसके लर्निंग पैटर्न्स क्या है लर्निंग पैटर्न मीन्स कि हाउ मच टाइम इज टेकिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड एनी काइंड ऑफ वीडियो तो उसी पैटर्न से वो आगे की तरफ शो करता है एंड आई मस्ट से दैट एक पोर्टल है नियरपॉड तो इन नियरपॉड ऑटोमेटिकली द कोर्स कंटेंट डेवलपमेंट होता है 3D बेस्ड डेवलपमेंट होता है वर्चुअल रियलिटी बेस्ड कंटेंट होता है तो दे आर यूजिंग तो ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेशन है जहां मैन पावर का इन्वॉल्वमेंट कम है तो इस समय बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जहां पर इन चीजों का इन्रोलमेंट बहुत ज्यादा है जहां हम यूटिलाइजिंग कर रहे हैं डे बाय डे में तो हम कर रहे हैं डिफरेंट पोर्टल एंड डिफरेंट कंपनीज दे आर मेंटेनिंग एंड दे आर यूजिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर बट एकेडमिक्स में कंटेंट पर्सनलाइज लर्निंग के लिए ये चीजें यूटिलाइज हो रही हैं.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your guidance because we are all new to this technology.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
हेलो सर.
Anyone else? Yeah, please, Sharad ji.
सर वो वर्चुअल लैब जो है मैं उसको देखा था सर वो इंजीनियरिंग के लिए है क्या स्कूल बेस के लिए नहीं है
सर अभी जो वर्चुअल लैब है वो आईआईटी दिल्ली द्वारा हो रही है बट इट्स अ रिमोट एक्सेस टू द सिमुलेशन बेस्ड लैब है तो स्पेशली जो जो डिसिप्लिन है साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग डिसिप्लिन में वर्चुअल लैब काम कर रही है इस समय और ब्रॉड एरिया उनमें जो है वो जैसे आप हम इंजीनियरिंग के काम कर रहे हैं कंप्यूटर साइंस है इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग है मैकेनिकल है इन सब में वो अभी अभी प्रेजेंट टाइम में अभी इन्हीं एरिया में काम कर रही है.
अच्छा मैं देख रहा था स्कूल लेवल के लिए आई एम इन बीएड कॉलेज सर आई वांट टू इंट्रोड्यूस वर्चुअल लैब टू माय स्टूडेंट्स
नो बट आप उनमें से कुछ जैसे कॉमन एग्जाम्पल है जैसे आई मैं कहता हूँ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एंड बायोमेडिकल साइंस में कुछ कॉमन टॉपिक्स हैं अगर आपको वो कॉमन टॉपिक आपसे मैच करते हैं जैसे सेल बायोलॉजी का टॉपिक है तो यू कैन टेक दिस पार्ट सेल बायोलॉजी पढ़ाना है माइक्रोबायोलॉजी के कुछ पार्ट है इम्यूनोलॉजी है और इकोलॉजी सिस्टम है सिस्टम बायोलॉजी है तो इस तरह के पार्ट आप पढ़ा सकते हैं उनके संग डीलिंग कर सकते हैं तो ये कॉमन रहता है पर स्पेसिफिकली अभी टीचर एजुकेशन और इस फील्ड में वो नहीं है सर.
ओके थैंक यू सर.
Yes, anyone else? Professor Gautam sir, one question in chat box.
Yeah, please. Just a minute. I will check.
Yeah, yeah.
प्रशांत जी, ऐसा नहीं है बेसिकली। इट डिपेंड ऑन कि आप कितना कंट्रोल एआई को दे रहे हैं। सो इट्स नॉट emphasis on without using our memories. They are basically learning patterns को कॉपी करते हैं आपके। लर्निंग पैटर्न्स एंड लर्निंग ट्रेंड्स हैं, आप जो कर रहे हैं उनको वो कैप्चर करते हैं। तो इट्स नॉट अफेक्टिंग आवर थिंग, बट समहाउ इस एक सपोर्टिव रोल में अगर हम कहें तो सपोर्टिव रोल में ये चीजें अफर्ट मतलब सपोर्टिव रोल में ये टेक्नोलॉजी हमें ठीक है। कम से कम इन चीजों को ऑटोमेशन में ले रहे हैं या पर्सनल लर्निंग की तरफ हम चीज ले रहे हैं। बट इट डिपेंड ऑन टीचर के कितने कंट्रोल वे में आप उनको यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं।
Yes, any other questions? Sir, I think there is no more questions, sir. So, if you could
Okay,
permit,
okay.
yeah, shall we conclude, sir? If you could permit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, on behalf of the Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks to Dr. Amit Gautam sir for being with us, enlighten us, and given us the roadmap towards the adoption of this new technology. Not the new technology, the AI has been already launched, and we are using in the different way this artificial intelligence in the various way. But sir has given the clear-cut roadmap to adopt this technology for our education purpose. Sir has also elaborated towards the virtual labs and various concept of this ICT, information and communication technology. So definitely your session have enlightened us, and we will inculcate these technologies in our daily teaching learning as well as in our research purpose. So on behalf of MMTTC Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, I once again extend my sincere thanks to you for sparing your precious time here and enlighten us towards this adoption of technology and implementation of this national education policy. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you for providing me the opportunity. I'm also happy to be part of this session. Thank you so much from my
Yes,
side.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. So, participants, now I officially declare that this program is ended here. Okay.